Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Monday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today is October 15th, 2018, and now the News at Noon.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, water managers in southwest Colorado voiced grave concerns Wednesday that communities along the Front Range should contribute just as much as the western slope in addressing dwindling water reserves in Lake Powell and Lake Mead. The Colorado River supports about 40 million people and 5.5 million acres of farmland in 7 western states, divided into the Upper Basin, Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, Wyoming, and the Lower Basin, Arizona, California, Nevada. But prolonged drought and increasing demand are causing those states to draft a new plan about how the water is divided. Lane Leoniak, Assistant Attorney General for the state of Colorado, said previous water agreements were based on data gathered during abnormally wet years in the 1900s, which led to overestimations of available water. Water compacts agreed upon in 1922 and 1948 were renegotiated in 2007, but even so, worsening drought conditions and overuse of water created the need for a new water agreement and an emergency drought plan.
From the Durango Herald, courtesy photo. A 19-year-old man was flown to Albuquerque Saturday night with critical injuries after falling 65 feet while free climbing at the transfer park north of Lemon Reservoir. Upper Pine River Fire Protection District Chief Bruce Evans said rescuers had a 10 to 15-minute hike to reach the man who was climbing alone. Evans did not have a name for the man. He said the man was in and out of consciousness during the rescue. Evans said the man suffered, quote, critical injuries, but he declined to detail the man's injuries, citing privacy requirements in the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, or HIPAA. Upper Pine River Fire Protection District was assisted by La Plata County Search and Rescue, Evans said. The man was taken by Flight for Life to Mercy Regional Medical Center and from there to University of New Mexico Hospital in Albuquerque. Evans said witnesses had to drive to Lemon Reservoir to get cell phone coverage so they could place an emergency call. The call came in just before 6 p.m. Evans said this is the third rescue of climbers in the area in the past 2 years, and he advised climbers in Transfer Park to have a backcountry beacon to alert emergency responders of problems because the area lacks cell phone coverage. Quote, you should always climb with a partner. You should never climb alone, he said.
According to the Cortez Journal, the Mancos School Board on Monday discussed the 2017 Healthy Kids Colorado survey as school counselors expressed concern with the findings about marijuana use. Compared with the rest of the state, results suggest Mancos High School students experienced higher rates of bullying and weapons on campus last year, and middle and high school students experienced more school connectedness and healthier relationships with adults in the community. Bullying appeared to be more prevalent in the high school compared with the rest of the state, a result that school counselors appeared to downplay during the meeting. About 28.9% of Mancos High School students who responded to the survey indicated they had been bullied on school property compared with the statewide average of 18.6%. High school and middle school counselor Natalia Boucher said cyberbullying and society were to blame. Boucher said students who have complained about bullying were mistaken about what it is. Boucher added that she believed the school had on-campus bullying under control and that she will not lose any sleep over it.
Bull Draw Fire is contained, as reported by the Journal, courtesy photo. The 36,520-acre Bull Draw Fire, which started July 29th from a lightning strike, is now 100% contained after receiving more than 5 inches of precipitation from recent storms, that according to the U.S. Forest Service last Friday. It's unlikely to grow further, Forest Service spokeswoman Kimberly J. Phillips said. Quote, Forest Service firefighters have finished strengthening and securing all containment lines around the Bull Draw Fire and have been demobilized from the incident, Phillips said. Thursday, Tuesday, the 11th, the Bull Draw fire was officially declared contained, and no further suppression action is expected to be taken in the area. The Forest Service advised hunters and other recreational users to be wary of fire hazards, such as weakened trees that could suddenly fall and ash pits that are smoldering among roots. Recent rains have also saturated the soils, increasing the potential for flash floods or landslides with future storms. The Forest Service also announced that the Lake Christine fire near Basalt also is fully contained. That fire destroyed 3 homes and scorched nearly 20 square miles after starting at a shooting range in Basalt on July 3rd. Containment had been sitting at above 90% since August as the fire burned in inaccessible areas on the back of Basalt Mountain. 2 people were charged with 4th-degree arson after allegedly firing incendiary tracer rounds at the shooting range, igniting the fire.
From the Cortez Journal, one of the oldest coal companies in the U.S. filed for bankruptcy protection Tuesday to deal with more than $1.4 billion in debt amid declining demand for the fuel. Englewood, Colorado-based Westmoreland Coal Company filed for voluntary Chapter 11 protection in U.S. bankruptcy court in Houston as part of a restructuring agreement with an unnamed group of lenders. Westmoreland, which operates mines across the U.S. and Canada, is the 4th major coal company to file for bankruptcy in the past 3 years, joining Peabody Energy Corp., Arch Coal, and Alpha Natural Resources. Westmoreland officials said in a statement that operations won't be interrupted and there are no expected staff reductions. After months of thoughtful and productive conversations with our creditors, we have developed a plan that allows Westmoreland to operate as usual while positioning Westmoreland for long-term success, Interim CEO Michael Hutchinson said in the statement. Coal companies have struggled as demand drops due to a glut of cheap natural gas, the rise of renewable energy sources, and plans by some states to reduce or eliminate coal from their energy portfolios. There are no new coal plants being built in the U.S., and 2 major coal consumers, China and India, have canceled projects as they seek to reduce air pollution. Westmoreland officials warned in August that declining industry conditions and significant debt give rise to substantial doubt about our ability to pay our obligations as they come due, according to a filing with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. And now let's take a look at the weather.
Looking at the map, a cold front is sweeping across the central U.S. today, as we know. Flooding is a concern across the southern plains as multiple rounds of rain push through the region. There's a moderate risk of flash flooding today for portions of Oklahoma and Texas as well. You can see the potential for freezing rain across the south of New Mexico down into Mexico as well. Otherwise, that high pattern is keeping much of the western U.S. dry for the day. The regional forecast is showing dry Canadian air beneath a low-pressure system, which will keep limited clouds along the western edge of the Elkhead Mountains, the Roaring Fork Valley, and eastern end of the Gunnison Valley and in the vicinity of Ouray. Meanwhile, moisture streaming northeastward is moving across the southeasternmost sections of the San Juan Mountains. This moisture may bring some light flurries to that remote area early this morning, but otherwise dry conditions will prevail today across the forecast area. A low will close off over southwest Arizona later today as it shifts to the east. Very dry air will remain over the area between these systems, though some mid-level clouds will linger along the southern Utah-Colorado border region. Despite sunny to mostly sunny conditions for all but the extreme south, temperatures will struggle to recover from the near-record cold experienced this morning. Most locations will remain clear except across the far southern reaches. Clouds are expected to arrive overnight to keep the Four Corners area a bit warmer than the rest of the region, which will experience another seasonally very cold night. By Tuesday, the Arizona low heads northeastward. Deepening moisture ahead of the low could bring some light showers to southeast Utah and southwest Colorado from late morning into the afternoon. Meanwhile, an influx of warmer air from the south is expected to bring around 5 to 10 degrees of warming, though highs will still fall well short of seasonal norms. So our DCTV 5-day outlook shows today sunny with a high only near 46 degrees. North winds continue 10 to 15 miles an hour, and then tonight partly cloudy with a low around 28, with north winds remaining in place 5 to 10 miles an hour, so that wind chill factor will continue to make it feel even colder. Then Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 54. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming northwest in the afternoon. Tuesday night brings in a chance of rain and showers, snow showers before 10 p.m. and then rain showers likely between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. and then rain and snow showers likely after 3 a.m. Mostly cloudy with a low around 37 degrees. Northwest winds will be 5 to 15 miles an hour, becoming south-southeast after midnight. That chance of precipitation is 60%. However, we see little or no snow accumulation expected with this pattern. Wednesday, the rain and snow showers are likely to continue, becoming all rain after 10 a.m. Cloudy with a high near 46 degrees. South-southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. The chance of precipitation remains right around 60% again. Wednesday night, it drops to a 40% chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 38. Thursday, a slight chance of showers lingers with thunderstorms also possible afternoon. Partly sunny with a high near 52. The chance of precipitation is just 20%. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 34. And then Friday, heading into the weekend, mostly sunny with a high near 56. Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 37. And Saturday, sunny with a high near 58. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 38. And now back to the news.
Reported by the Durango Herald, what if firefighters had an interactive map that could tell them the most efficient escape routes and the amount of time it would take to find safety while fighting wildfires? Well, a Fort Lewis College assistant professor is developing an app for that. The idea is if we can map the landscape, understand slope, vegetation, ground surface, and where the fire is, ideally, we can provide firefighters with that information ahead of time, said Mickey Campbell. Campbell, an upstate New York native, based his doctoral studies at the University of Utah in Salt Lake City around the concept that a more evolved form of fire mapping could vastly improve firefighter safety. A standard practice before firefighters tackle wildland fires is determining escape routes and safety zones, finding the path of least resistance and lowest risk between their location and safety zones. But Campbell said these areas can sometimes be hard to identify when working in the field, and often escape routes can become altered as conditions on the ground change and fires grow. Campbell's map would essentially function as a Google Maps for firefighters, showing them the best route to get out of harm's way, but he said it's still a work in progress. Campbell worked on the project with the University of Utah's Philip Dennison and Brent Butler, a research forester with the U.S. Forest Service. Efforts to reach Dennison and Butler were unsuccessful Friday.
From the Journal, photo courtesy Facebook. The former executive director of Renew, Inc., a Cortez nonprofit that serves victims of domestic violence, has been charged with theft of agency resources after an investigation by the Montezuma County Sheriff's Office. Cheryl J. Beanie, 60, was put on administrative leave by the Renew, Inc. board in July, pending an investigation by the Sheriff's Office into allegations of theft from the Second Chance thrift store in Dolores at 96 Central Avenue. She's no longer employed by Renew, according to Renew and the Sheriff's Office. Bean was charged in September with one count of felony theft, one count of misdemeanor theft, and one felony count of tampering with a witness, according to 22nd Judicial District Attorney Will First. The Second Chance thrift store is a fundraising arm of the Wings Safe House for battered women in Cortez, which is managed by Renew. The Sheriff's Office incident report details accounts of alleged theft of donated items to the store. According to a report filed by Deputy Yvonne McClellan, Renew employees and volunteers alleged Bean helped herself to donations at the thrift store without paying for them and used money from donation jars for personal use, including lunches. A felony theft charge alleges Bean stole an Xbox 360 console system, controllers, and games that had been donated by Child's Play charity to the Renew store in May of 2015. This game was to be installed at the Renew Safe House for the residents, the report states. It was valued at $2,310, which includes the cost of the cabinet. The game system was later identified as an item to be sold at the thrift shop, but it was instead loaded into a trailer of a Bean family member and was not purchased, according to witness accounts relayed in the report. A thrift store employee reported Bean told her, quote, "If you are ever asked, I paid for a gaming system," which resulted in the charge of tampering with a witness. A misdemeanor theft charge is related to allegations that Bean stole cash from a donation jar at the thrift store intended to assist victims of domestic violence. In interviews with the Sheriff's Office relayed in the incident report, Renew and thrift store employees alleged that Bean directed them to regularly deliver the cash directly to her at the Renew office rather than to the bank for deposit into the Renew account. According to witness allegations in the report, Bean would put the cash into her desk, then use it to pay for her lunch and other personal items. Records were not kept of how much money was collected in the jars, according to the report. In a June 2017 incident described in the report, an elderly woman who visited the thrift shop donated $10 to the shelter, then Bean used the same $10 to buy lunch, according to a witness statement. When contacted, Renew's management consultant, Rose Jurgens, who stepped in to temporarily handle executive director duties, said she could not comment on the specifics of the legal case. She said Renew's programs and services were still being offered at the same level, and the goal was to hire a new executive director in the coming months. There have been no lapses in services, Jurgens said. In addition, Jurgens said an advisory committee has been formed to analyze Renew's fiscal, employee, and board member policies to improve that organization. Bean has not entered a plea and is due in Montezuma County Court October 17th for a disposition hearing.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, since 2009, Dottie Barnes and his team at Advanced Mobile Propulsion Test has offered state-of-the-art testing facilities for rocket engines on a 2-acre site east of the Durango-La Plata County Airport. Now, Barnes has started a new company, Agile Space Propulsion, to design and manufacture his own rocket engines using the advances in 3D printing and the access to his existing testing facility to design, develop, test, and bring to market thrusters, small maneuvering engines, and used in rockets. Barnes said SpaceX, a company founded in 2002 by Elon Musk, has successfully met one of its main goals to cut the cost of a rocket launch in half. Other private companies have been spurred by SpaceX to develop cheaper rockets, and with that comes an increasing need for thrusters, Barnes said. In addition, he said the increasing miniaturization of electronics also is helping boost demand for space vehicles for everything from telecommunications, scientific research, defense, and even space tourism. Barnes said Barnes's new firm has already developed a 100-pound thruster, and it is currently developing a 5-pound thruster. The trend in rocket launches is towards smaller missions with a more focused payload to reduce the risk. Improving technology is making rockets and their payloads lighter and cheaper, and all that is increasing demand for space vehicles. Barnes said he does not know of any other company using 3D printing to make thrusters, but he suspects some are doing it because the benefits are obvious. Larger companies, he said, are using 3D printing to make the larger booster engines that put a rocket in space.
Pot laws are in play, reported in the Durango Herald, AP photo, Carlos Osorio. 9 states have legalized marijuana for so-called recreational use since 2012, including 8 at the ballot box. 31 states have authorized the drug for medicinal purposes, and now 4 states have marijuana ballot questions this fall. Michigan's proposal would amend state law to make recreational marijuana legal a decade after voters approved it medically. People 21 and older could possess up to 2.5 ounces of marijuana outside their home or up to 10 ounces within their residence, where they could grow up to 12 plants. Some additional tax issues and penalty regulations, along with licensing requirements, are also included in their issue. And in Missouri, 3 measures would allow patients with cancer, epilepsy, and a variety of other conditions access to medical marijuana. 2 would change the state constitution. The 3rd would amend the state law. If all 3 passed, constitutional amendments take precedence over state law, and whichever amendment receives the most votes would overrule the other. In North Dakota, the initiative would change state law to legalize marijuana for recreational use 2 years after voters allowed medical use. It would decriminalize nonviolent marijuana-related activity for people 21 and older, including for growing, manufacturing, distributing, selling, or testing the drug. And most importantly to our Colorado businesses, our neighbors over in Utah are turning over a green leaf, regardless of the vote. People will vote on medical marijuana, but politicians, advocates, and the Mormon Church last week made a deal to legalize it under strict regulations, regardless of how the ballot proposal turns out. If it passes, it will be revised under the terms of the agreement. If it fails, legislative leaders say they will get a new compromise law passed by the end of the year. The deal creates a private, state-regulated growing and dispensing operation to allow people with certain medical conditions to use the drug in limited edible forms like chewable gummies, topical lotions, or balms as oils or in devices similar to electronic cigarettes, also known as vape pens. Unlike other medical marijuana states, Utah's proposal would not allow pot smoking or for residents to grow their own. Marijuana would be exempt from state and local sales taxes. Utah's legislature and governor earlier this year enacted a more limited law, making it legal for people to use the drug if a doctor has determined they have 6 months or less to live.
And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of October 8th through the 14th. Dispatch received a report for a rollover accident at milepost 56. Ambulance responded, no transport was needed. An out-of-state driver and his companion were stuck out on a county road. Officers and a local resident helped to get them unstuck. Dispatch received a call of a lost dog. That concludes today's roundup. Stay tuned for continued updates.
And today's High Canyon Country happenings. Downtown Durango Balloon Glow is this Friday, October 19th. Multiple hot air balloons will light up the sky in Durango downtown at the Balloon Glow in the 500 block of Main in front of the train depot. The glow starts at approximately 6:30 p.m., weather permitting. Arrive around 6 p.m. to see the balloons inflate. Visitors will be able to be up close to see the balloon pilots in action. Kids will love the Humpty Dumpty balloon. And don't forget your camera. Once you shoot all those great photos, there will be a portable t-shirt factory that can make a t-shirt and more with your favorite photos on it. There will also be candlesticks, quote unquote, which are the balloon baskets and burners without the balloon. Pilots will let you get in the basket and pull the burner. They say that it's really cool. For more information, you can go online to downtowndurango.org/balloonglow. And then the third annual Animas Valley Balloon Rally runs the whole weekend from October 19th through the 21st, weather permitting. Balloons will launch from the field on Hermosa Park Road next to Highway 550. They request that you please do not park on the highway. There will be parking provided off Hermosa Meadows Road. Mass ascensions of up to 20 balloons are expected on Saturday and Sunday mornings. Mass ascension from Launch Field at Hermosa Meadows Road and Highway 550 starts approximately at 8:15 a.m. or to 8:30. For all of the information about the larger balloon rally happening this weekend, visit the Animas Valley Balloon Rally Facebook page. And a public health reminder from the Community Health Clinic in Dove Creek. The Medicare open enrollment is an opportunity for patients to join, drop their Part C, Part D, or switch back to their original Medicare if they have an Advantage or supplemental plan. The actual dates are from October 15th through December 7th, and these dates are not flexible. Please call Amber Anderson at the clinic 970-677-3657 to schedule an appointment. The clinic can assist you in this process. And all of these happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, original stories, and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us. The email is dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station 970-677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page on demand.
Be sure to like us there on Facebook and join in on the news of our area, and of course, please share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.